5 flirting tactics that drive women wild. Did you know that according to studies, 90% of first impressions are based on nonverbal cues, and yet most guys completely miss the subtle flirting techniques that make all the difference? Welcome to Bon Chronicle, your go-to channel for real relatable advice on navigating the complexities of love and relationships. If you've ever wondered why some men effortlessly attract women, while others struggle to make an impact, it's not about looks or money, it's about understanding the psychology of attraction. By the end of this video, you'll know 5 powerful flirting tactics that will make women find you irresistible. Plus, we've got a mind-blowing bonus tip waiting for you at the end. So stick around. 1, a woman's weak spot, playful teasing. Here's something most guys don't realize women are wired to be drawn to: men who engage them emotionally. It's not just about what you say, but how you make her feel playful. Teasing works because it creates 3 things that fuel attraction, tension, excitement, and unpredictability. Think about it. When a woman feels like she's in a conversation that's just a little bit unpredictable, it keeps her on her toes. It sparks curiosity, and curiosity leads to attraction. Studies on relationship dynamics have shown that emotional highs and lows create stronger bonds than conversations that are just flat. And that's exactly why playful teasing works so well. Now let's talk about how to tease the right way. Because let's be honest, most guys get this completely wrong. The goal is not to insult her or make her feel bad. The goal is to lighten the mood and build tension in a way that's fun for both of you. A great teasing moment should make her smile or playfully roll her eyes, not shut down the conversation. Let's say she casually mentions that she's terrible at cooking. Instead of just agreeing or reassuring her, you can say, "Well, I guess I'll be doing all the cooking then, but don't expect me to wash the dishes." See how that works? It's playful, it invites a response, and it subtly suggests the idea of you two spending time together. That's the kind of teasing that creates chemistry. But be careful. There's a fine line between playful teasing and being a jerk. Never tease her about something she's actually insecure about if she's self-conscious about her height, weight, or something she's struggling with. That's off limits. The key is to focus on harmless, situational things, stuff she can play along with. And here's one more thing: teasing alone won't make her fall for you. It needs to be balanced with genuine compliments. If all you do is tease, she'll feel like you're just trying to make fun of her. But if you throw in a genuine compliment every now and then, you create the perfect mix of playful attraction and emotional connection. Why does this work so well? Because it mimics the natural social dynamics of high-value people. Confident, charismatic people naturally tease in conversations, not in a mean way, but in a way that makes interactions feel exciting, effortless, and fun. 2, physical touch, how and when to use it. If there's one thing that completely changes the dynamic between 2 people, it's physical touch. And yet, most guys hesitate because they're afraid of coming off as creepy. But here's what you need to know. Touch done right is one of the most powerful attraction triggers there is, according to studies in social psychology. Subtle and well-timed touch increases attraction by over 45%. That's because touch creates familiarity and trust, but only when it's done naturally and at the right moments. So how do you use touch the right way? It's simple start, small and low risk. No sudden, intense gestures, just subtle moments of contact that feel natural. For example, a high five. When she says something funny, a playful nudge when you're teasing her lightly, touching her arm or shoulder when you're laughing together. The secret here is to observe her reaction. If she leans in, stays close, or reciprocates the touch, that's a good sign. But if she stiffens or moves away, respect that boundary immediately. Attraction isn't about forcing things. It's about reading the moment and letting it unfold naturally. And here's where most guys miss an opportunity. Timing touch is most powerful when it's paired with a strong emotional moment. For example, let's say you're teasing her in a fun, playful way, right at the moment when she's laughing. You lightly tap her on the shoulder and say, "I'm just kidding." Don't take it too personally. That tiny moment of playful, confident touch makes a huge difference because it combines humor connection and physical chemistry all at once. Why does this work? Because touch bypasses logic. It creates a direct emotional response, triggering feelings of comfort, excitement, and desire. It makes the interaction feel more real and more personal. But remember, always be aware of her comfort level. The goal is to make her feel safe and engaged, not pressured. When done right, subtle touch will set you apart from most G. Don't mean in an aggressive way, a guy who doesn't just agree with everything she says, who playfully pushes back a little and who makes her work just a bit for his attention, instantly stands out. Why? Because it signals confidence. And confidence is one of the most attractive traits a man can have. The key is to challenge her in a fun, engaging way, instead of just going along with everything she says. Add a little playful resistance. For example, if she says, "I always win at board games," instead of saying, "Oh, that's cool," you say, "Oh, really? I doubt you could even beat me in a game of Uno." See the difference? You're not putting her down. You're inviting playful competition. It's fun, it creates chemistry, and it makes you stand out from guys who are just trying to impress her without adding any personality. Another great way to do this: set up playful little challenges. If you're out getting coffee, say, "All right, let's see who can guess the next song that plays in here." If you're texting, say, "I bet you can't go 24 hours without sending me a meme." If you're on a date, say, "Let's see who can hold eye contact." Longer loser buys dessert. Women love this because it adds an element of unpredictability and fun. It's not just a conversation, it's an experience. And that's what makes interactions unforgettable. Now, a quick warning: make sure your challenge stays playful. If you go too hard and turn everything into a competition, she'll feel like you're just trying to win. The goal isn't to dominate, it's to create a fun, engaging back and forth. Why does this work so well? Because it adds emotional spikes to the interaction. And studies have shown that moments of excitement and challenge lead to stronger connections. So next time you're talking to a woman you're interested in, don't just agree with everything she says. Instead, challenge her just enough to make her smile, laugh, and engage with you on a deeper level. 4. The secret flirting weapon. Mastering eye contact. Most guys underestimate just how powerful eye contact really is. But here's something you might not know. Scientific studies have found that deep eye contact triggers the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. That means just by holding eye contact the right way, you can create an instant emotional connection without saying a single word. Think about it. When someone holds your gaze with confidence, it feels magnetic. It signals self-assurance, presence, and interest. And when done right, it can create a kind of unspoken tension that builds attraction effortlessly. So how do you use eye contact to flirt without making it awkward? It all comes down to 2 simple techniques. First, the 3-second rule. This is the foundation of confident eye contact. When you make eye contact with a woman, hold it for 2 to 3 seconds, just long enough to make it noticeable. But then, look away. Casually. This does 2 things. 1, it shows confidence. You're not afraid to hold her gaze. 2, it creates curiosity. You're not desperate for her attention, but you're not ignoring her either. Then, when you look back at her again, hold the eye contact for just a second longer and add a slight smile. That little moment of connection tells her you're interested without being overbearing. Second, the triangular gaze technique. This is a trick that psychologists and body language experts say can make conversations feel more intimate. Instead of just looking straight into her eyes, shift your gaze between her left eye, her right eye, and her lips, then back to her eyes. This subtle shift creates a feeling of anticipation and depth, making your presence feel more intriguing. It's not something she'll consciously notice, but she will feel it. Now, Here's a perfect example of how to use eye contact in real time. Let's say she says something funny instead of just laughing and moving on. Try this pause for half a second, hold eye contact, then smirk slightly like you're holding back something playful. That moment of unspoken tension builds chemistry instantly. It's subtle, powerful, and effortlessly attractive. Why does this work so well? Because eye contact is a universal signal of confidence and attraction. It tells her, I see you, I'm engaged with you, and I'm not afraid to hold this moment with you. And that's magnetic. The exit strategy, leave her wanting more. Most guys focus so much on what to say to a woman, they never think about when to leave. And that's a mistake, because how you exit a conversation can be just as powerful as how you start it. Here's why people naturally value things that aren't always available. It's called the psychology of scarcity. When something feels rare or just out of reach, we desire it more. And in flirting, this principle is everything. So how do you exit the right way? The key is to leave before the energy dips. Imagine you're having a great conversation, she's laughing, the chemistry is building, and then instead of lingering until things start to fizzle out, you end the conversation first, not abruptly, but in a way that leaves her wanting more. Here's how you do it. If the conversation is flowing and things are going well, say something like, I have to run, but we should continue this conversation soon. This does 3 important things. 1, it prevents the conversation from dragging on, which keeps the excitement alive. 2, it creates anticipation. Now she has a reason to look forward to talking to you again. 3, it subtly shifts the dynamic in your favour. You're not desperate for her time, you're making her curious about when she'll see you next. And here's a little trick. Leave on a high note. If she's laughing or engaged, exit right at that peak moment. That way she associates you with positive emotions and will replay the interaction in her mind, making her more likely to want to see you again. Why does this work? Because it shifts the power of anticipation in your favour. Instead of being the guy who sticks around until the energy fades, you become the guy she remembers and wants to see again. And that's how you leave a lasting impression. Bonus, the power of delayed gratification. If you've made it this far, drop emoji in the comments so we know you're a real one. We see and appreciate every single one of you now as a thank you for sticking around. Here's a bonus flirting tactic that most guys completely overlook. But when you master it, you become irresistibly magnetic. Here's the deal. Instant attention is overrated. The guys who give a woman everything all at once, they don't stand out. Why? Because there's no mystery, no excitement, no anticipation. But when you understand the power of delayed gratification, you tap into one of the strongest psychological triggers of attraction. Scarcity, people naturally desire what isn't always available. And that applies to flirting too. If you always respond immediately, always give validation right away, and never create any anticipation, there's nothing for her to chase. So how do you use this the right way? It starts with pacing your interactions. For example, let's talk about texting. If she texts, you don't always reply instantly. Take a little time before responding, especially if the conversation doesn't require an urgent reply. This doesn't mean playing games or ignoring her. It just means letting the conversation breathe when you space out your responses. She starts anticipating when she'll hear from you next. The same goes for compliments. Most guys flood a woman with validation too soon. But when compliments are given too frequently and too early, they lose their impact instead. Space them out. Make your validation feel earned, not just handed out freely. Here's a simple but powerful example. If you're texting, leave a great conversation unfinished, so she has a reason to text you first next time. Instead of wrapping up every chat, neatly say something like, "Remind me to tell you the story about the time I completely embarrassed myself. It's too good now." Instead of you chasing the conversation, she's the one looking forward to the next interaction. Why does this work? Because It taps into dopamine-driven anticipation. Think about it. People enjoy the build-up to an exciting moment just as much as the moment itself. That's why we look forward to vacations, movie releases, and big events. The wait makes it better. And in flirting, the same principle applies. When you create anticipation, your attention feels more valuable, more rewarding, and way more exciting. Master this, and you'll instantly stand out from the guys who try too hard. If you use these 5 flirting tactics, you'll notice a huge difference in how women respond to you. And don't forget, patience, confidence, and fun are key. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It helps. This video reach more people, subscribe for daily content, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for watching. We've recommended the next video on your screen. Check it out and we'll see you back here tomorrow.